Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Deep End. This is your host, Czar.
I am AJ.
And this is John. And since the death of one of the most historical figures in all of, well, possibly all of the known universe is coming, according to one religion, this Friday, and the remembrance of his death will be coming in as well. Let's talk about death.
Yes.
So, we all know that death is the cut of your life's thread. It's the it's ceasing to exist, and it's the end. But is it really the end?
Yeah. What do you
I'd
guys
say it's the promised end.
Subscribe to our channel.
like our Facebook page?
I actually,
anyway.
you know what? Before we started recording this episode, I was like, maybe we should try to be somber about this. And I think
But
I threw
no.
the first joke.
Yeah. Actually, it's I also told them earlier that we shouldn't be too off
Too-
camera.
yeah.
I told them that we shouldn't be too dark.
Yeah.
Because this is already a dark topic to begin with.
Mhm.
And I can't, for the love of God, I can't keep myself in that dark zone because I think I have delirium. And it's my job to be happy, even though I don't want to.
You can't be dark all of your life.
You
because
can't be dark
You will
without
die
light.
one day. So you might as well just enjoy this.
Anyway, it's
That was dark.
That was dark.
Well,
So the primary question that everyone is always thinking in the back of their heads, the one thing is, what happens to your thinking part after you die? What happens to your How can you picture yourself after dying? What are you after dying?
What happens to you?
So let's parse this scientifically first. Death is the stopping. What do you call this? The cease.
It's when
Of your
brain
cells.
function, not just heart. The heart can stop, but the brain will still function. When your brain function stops working, that's technically death.
That's why there are things, or rather, there's the condition called brain dead.
Yeah.
That even though your heart's beating, you're in
Your
a
brain
coma,
is-
your brain stops functioning anymore. It doesn't send signals to your other parts of your body to function properly. You can't wake up. You can't speak. You can't feel anything. But they always say that hearing will be the last sense before
That's true.
dying.
That's true.
in a basic sense, in a basic level, death is when your cells, or when the cells of an organism ceases to function and preserve life. When all of your self-preservation, when all of the self-preservation systems of your cells would cease to function, that's when
You're
death
dead.
occurs. And it is a scary it's a scary, for me, it's a scary part of life, but it is, a part of life.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable. It's an inevitability. And I've spent countless nights pondering
and
about
countless
this.
waking hours.
Yes.
Sorry
And
about
well, enlighten us, you two. Like, what do you think about what is death for you? Because in a biological sense, it's when your cells cease to preserve itself.
A lot of people say that death is an escape to the present reality, wherein you cease to exist in this plane and go off into a higher plane. But
Yeah.
seriously, nobody can attest to that.
Mm.
Just
Or can prove
because Yeah, and can prove it. Just because nobody who actually came back from being dead said what happened. There are a lot of people that says they were clinically dead, then they woke up, suddenly their heart jump started again, their brain started to function again, and they were saying things like, I saw a lot of things, blah blah blah. Those were scary, but they told me that it's not yet my time. Who are they?
There's this thing, okay. In medicine, there's a lot of that's near-death experience, right?
Oh wait, AJ is. You're supposed to know about this stuff, right?
What, death?
AJ is actually. We keep reiterating this every single episode that has something to do with death, because AJ is a nurse and he's the one who's constantly in contact with death before when he was in the hospital.
Yeah, he looks like Brad Pitt. Anyway.
And also, just a quick trivia to you guys, AJ also worked in a psych ward.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
If
We should talk about that some other time.
you guys have problems, you can contact me. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, near-death experience.
NDEs.
There's the scientists that actually experienced that, and it kind of changed their beliefs, you know. But the thing is, here's the disturbing part. Okay, Zar, I'm sorry in advance. When your brain is starting to starve of oxygen, it will what do you call this? You know, go into a
State of shock.
sort of, yes, trying to save you. You know what I mean? It's trying to
self-preservation techniques.
it goes to it. It powers up more, giving you you know, images and things you see to make you feel okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I think I know what you're getting at.
yeah. So
I am very well acquainted with what you're about to say.
so if like, for example, a guy is dying and his brain goes into overdrive because it's starved of oxygen and starts seeing God, it starts seeing heaven and stuff like that, the light, the tunnel.
Yeah.
That all could be just your brain trying to reboot you. You know what I mean?
You know what?
The Sansu River is a lie?
You know what? The thing is, I've already encountered this concept in while watching an episode of The Twilight Zone when I was a kid. You know how there's this guy who actually jumped off of a building. He fell to his death.
Yeah.
However, he suddenly woke up, and he was like, "Well, what happened?" I was from what I remember, he was puzzled. What happened? I'm supposed to be dead now because I fell. I fell from the window, and he sort of goes through this weird psychedelic trip.
Yeah.
Through a lot of things. He talks to people. He experiences weird stuff along the way, but he realizes in the end that he's actually dying already. So basically, he experienced an incredible amount of time in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
While his brain was dying because of what he did, because of falling to his death, and I think that's what you were referring to when you said power up. It's basically your brain
is panicking.
Yeah, it's panicking. It's telling you that, hey, everything that you believed in, it's real, and you're going there now because you did good in life. However, if you know. If you have a strong religious foundation and you're evil, you're a freaking criminal, you know where you're going. Sadly, that's where you're going.
Yeah.
Because it will reinforce this sort of idea of the afterlife.
An
Those
idea
brief
that
moments.
you've grown old with.
Mhm.
So
Something
you know.
that's ingrained
Yeah.
in your daily life.
Yeah.
But
But that's that's I've encountered that,
Mhm.
and that is a scary thought. But there are a lot of other
Yeah, because
things here
one
to
thing
consider.
that can contradict that your brain is telling you if you believe in nirvana, heaven,
Hmm.
the white existence, the white plains, and hell,
Hmm.
yeah, Jotunheim or whatever you call it,
Valhalla.
Valhalla.
Valhalla and Jotunheim. If in another case, there's a lot of people believe in again death is a process, a gate in which rebirth comes after. So
Hmm.
people who believe in reincarnation, I really want to interview them. And a lot of people say that they know that they reincarnated from a
From
being before.
other
Yeah,
beings.
because whenever they look at certain things, that's where deja vu comes from.
Mm.
You experienced it in another
In another life.
life.
Yeah.
You're experiencing the same thing in another life. Also, there are other uh, theories that contradict again the concept of heaven and hell. There's the theory that you are existing in the same place because there are multiple universes.
Yeah.
That theory says that you're existing at the same time in different places, and every second, one of those, excuse me, one of you in those infinite amount of universes dies.
Hmm.
Every second you die, and your consciousness just transfers to another, to another, to another, all through infinity. Meaning that death isn't really
The
the
end.
ceasing, the end. And to these people, death is only a path, a break, not the end. Just a quick break before you start your new
Or a
life.
transfer.
A transfer.
Yeah.
To another life. Then again, again, I will keep reiterating this. Nobody really knows.
Yeah, there's no assurance.
There's no assurance.
There's no assurance of reincarnation. No assurance of heaven or hell. Not even the assurance of experiencing really awesome things while you're dying as your brain powers up. The thing is, I think we've all experienced that. You know that point in your life when you don't exist.
Yeah.
When you don't exist yet. Like, say for example, I was
basically dead.
yeah. Like, say for example, I was born on the year of 1985. Now, when you try to remember stuff before 1985, you just can't comprehend it. You just can't comprehend
A
A
you.
part of your
You,
life that
the-
existed
yourself.
before
you yourself
1985.
that you did not exist during that time. You just can't. It's so hard to comprehend, and I think that's what death feels. That absence, that absolute absence of life.
That's death for
That's death, and sadly, that's the only thing that you can really take to the grave, because
Pun intended.
because nobody really knows.
You don't know.
Nobody really knows, and the scary thing is, you will always be alone.
Yeah.
In death, even if you're surrounded by everyone that you. Oh my god! Even if you're surrounded by everyone that you love, it's only you who's gonna make that journey.
Yeah.
And
It's also sort of a sad no, it's a sad thought.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
I've seen
Death multiple times in the eye.
not
be
not
awesome.
just my patients, but family members,
yeah.
members of the family of your other half, things like that, dying. When they die, that you all of you go on, except for that guy.
Precisely.
You know what I mean?
Precisely.
And then I can't help but think all those. When you go into nursing school, you don't just study how to wash bottoms of
Yeah, of course.
it. You go to dissections.
Oh, you guys do that too?
Yeah.
So you have to. What do you do exactly? Do you purchase a cadaver or something?
Oh no,
dissect
we
that? Or
kill
were
our
you-
classmates. No,
Is
no,
it like a battle
there's
royale
a-
setting?
That would be really awesome, though. I want to try nursing if that's the thing.
hey, I don't like your hair. I'm gonna kill. No. Our schools are basically hospitals. So, at the back of it are morgues, basically. So they have extra pieces of brain and heart.
Do they ask the?
Yeah, they have consent.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all
Legal.
already preserved in formalin. Not just the organs, but then you see, like for example, today you're appointed to this patient, and then she's alive. You're checking her pulse. She's okay. She's just sleeping.
Then she died.
Just normal. And then the next day, she's not there on the bed anymore. You know what I mean? That feeling. There's also
And what's worse is, after that, if you're a student, you're caring for someone, then he or she died. Then after like 2 days, okay, we are gonna study the human body, and you see
oh man.
that person in the dissecting table.
I
Yeah.
don't think that happens really.
No, it does.
It seldom happens,
But it does.
It will happen, but the chances of it happening.
Unless the person actually willed for their bodies to be donated.
I want you
as
to-
specimens.
Yeah.
That would be really
There
fucked up.
There are actually, my grandmother showed me during the 90s a card
Mhm.
that says she will donate her body to science. Her
Wow,
kidneys
okay, that was
if she dies, and
okay. That was really what do you call this? Twilight Zone-ish.
yeah.
Oh, there's this video by Kurzgesagt. It's about how it poses this question whether or what it means to be alive, because there's this point in the video, because it's sort of an infographic video about cells
Mhm.
and what they do. Now there's this point in the video wherein they say that in the span of 4 or 5 years, you would have already replaced all of your cells in your body.
Basically, you're already dead.
You basically are you still that person because you've already
Replaced all
all of your cells. It's no longer the
cells you
the
had
same cells that you
in
had
1995.
before. Precisely, you've already replaced all of that. Now, what is left exactly?
Who are you?
Because there's this. You know what? I'm not really that big of a
Science fact.
no, not science, but rather, I'm not really into religion. But I believe that there's some cosmic force out there that's sort of responsible for things. Because something has to
There's
be.
There's always a higher power.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
something has to be responsible for something to happen, and something must be responsible for all of this. And we are making a podcast right now. We're talking, we're exchanging ideas. This can't just be a simple chemical reaction or an exchange of whatever gases or whatever.
Fluids.
No.
This is a thoughtful process.
It just be given thought.
And we are actually individuals who are trying to talk about stuff, and I can't just equate that as some sort of chemical
A
reaction
coincidence.
or a coincidence or whatever,
This was planned.
because not really planned, but rather there's a will
Yeah.
at work, and
Will to live.
you know what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah, I get it.
you know
Don't
what
worry.
I'm saying,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
There's always what Zara is trying to tell you guys is that everything that's happening around us, there's always someone or something or
That causes it.
that causes it.
There's
There's a
a-
push
There's
There's
a
a
will
push.
behind it that
Yeah.
that makes everything happen.
yeah.
It's not just us.
It's not just some sort of it's not just some sort of physics experiment or a chemistry experiment that because we reacted this way we say these specific words. It's so sad to break down life into these, scientific processes.
But I have something
Yeah.
that's quite interesting.
Yeah.
So we're talking about death.
Mm.
But let's not just limit this to humans as well, and to animals or any living thing. Did you know that you're basically killing people whenever you play games? Even the most non-violent game, The Sims. Once you log off, what happens to them? They don't continue to exist.
But are they alive?
You
No, that's the thing.
You can
There's
argue.
the theory.
Yeah.
There's the theory that we are also programmed.
Yeah.
So
Can,
if they delete our file, what happened to us? What happens to us? Do we cease to exist? And also in games, once you reboot something, once you die, you respawn. Is that the natural order of things? Who's there to say that we don't respawn? Right? You don't know that if you have a save point. Nobody knows what death is, and that's what makes it so interesting and so scary at the same time. I myself am not afraid of death. I'm afraid of dying. Don't get me wrong. I'm afraid of dying. I
He's
have a
a
lot of
daredevil.
peoples. Yeah,
This
I eat
this
stuff.
one,
He's a man.
I eat dirty
a
things.
man among men.
And I don't have a gallbladder because of that.
And he's an
But-
animal.
But seriously, guys, death is something so fascinating that I don't find it scary at all. I want to research it, but we don't have the capacity to research this kind of thing. Why? Because nobody gets up and respawns here. No, here. I'm not saying that about reincarnation. Here. Once they died in this part, they might have a save point like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're gonna relive everything and just
End
at
up here
that
again.
point they must not die, or again it just groundhouse
Yeah, it's as if
day
it's a game.
everything. Yeah, nobody can say that's wrong. We can all theorize what death is. What is it an end? Is it a means to another place? Is it the rewind of time? Is it a part of a grand scheme? Nobody knows. And that's what makes it so interesting to me. I have also faced death countless times.
A lot of times.
A lot of times. I almost died to my gallbladder exploding. If I wasn't operated in 2 days, I would have died.
Yeah.
And this is what's interesting. I was operated on around July 2016.
Yeah.
1 year ago, my grandmother died.
1 year before, right?
Yes, 1 year before my operation, my grandmother died
Yeah.
because her gallbladder exploded.
Damn. Are you her save point?
I don't know. See what I'm talking about. There's this thing as well that it's interesting that I almost died
The same
on
way
the same way she died.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And it's so parallel on what happened to us. I was also in the hospital for a few days. I'm just experiencing 1 year before that. I was experiencing a pain in my stomach, and we determined the cause, but it's still ongoing. I didn't do anything related, and then suddenly I had to have my gallbladder removed. And just also before that, there were times that I almost got into massive trouble. There's this one time I was riding the jeepney, I was riding public transport, and suddenly the jeepney was hijacked by this like hooligans and shit. And the driver is being one guy jumped into the area of the driver's seat and just started stabbing him.
Oh, man.
Good thing.
Christ.
No, the driver was some sort of Superman military guy or some shit because he just parried everything and dodged everything. And what I saw was so Hollywood movie. He used the door
Yeah.
on the driver's side to just push the man every time.
Oh, man.
But what happened? We still crashed.
Yeah.
The person, the driver, got several stab wounds, but he didn't get stabbed in critical areas.
Yeah.
We had so many bumps on us, but we didn't die. What if just one random factor, the driver died? Of course, we'd come into collision with a lot of... This is while he was driving.
Yeah.
Down to, from Antipolo.
That guy was a Jiro outside the jeep.
And we almost died. I was with some friends as well.
Yeah.
And some other passengers at the back. We almost died. But then, I didn't. I was so amazed at the fact that, wow, that was so close. That encounter was so close. And here's another thing. Remember the Cebu Pacific thing? Here in the Philippines, there's one of the biggest airplane crashes was by flight J3117, I think, in the mid 90s. Cebu Pacific. That flight crashed. That was the first crash of the Cebu Pacific Airlines. Did you know that same flight 1 week ago we were there? That same plane that crashed. The same pilots. We were just 1 week. If we plan to reschedule a flight and stay at Cagayan de Oro for like another week. If we went through that, I won't be here now if I rode that same plane.
That kind of scares me because I'm going to Japan this year.
No, actually, don't be scared because there are a lot of more deaths in the roads than in planes and in water.
So basically, you're finding meaning in these near misses.
Yes, I have a lot of near misses, and it's so awesome for me because I'm trying to put myself in the position of what if just one thing, just one decision. All it takes is just one decision to just poof out of existence.
Yeah.
It's just one decision.
Yeah.
And nobody, even the people that jumps to their death, what are the chances that they suddenly land in a garbage truck? What are the chances that they suddenly land on something else, or something breaks the fall, or someone else catches them for some reason and that person dies and they live? They have the guilt of, hey, fuck, I killed a guy.
Yeah.
And if you drink pills, one of our friends back then in the emo days, he said that he drank
the emo days.
the emo days. That was the dark days. He drank Zonrox.
Damn.
He's supposed to die. But what happened was just he vomited all over the floor. That was really funny.
Yeah.
And I still know the guy, and
Yeah,
he's all right now.
This person
all right.
shall not be named.
Yeah, he will not be named.
But he's all
He's our
right
friend.
now.
Yeah.
And Zonrox is a fucking strong bleach. He's supposed to die. But he didn't. That's what's fascinating about it. It's not your time.
Yeah.
You
Nobody
think
can
this is
control death.
preordained?
This is...
Do you
This-
feel that there's some sort of hand of fate at work
Yeah.
when these near misses occur?
Yeah, I always tell myself, there has to be a higher power
Working on all of
working around us. That's why talking about death will not be complete without talking about one major topic that we all think about as well. What is existence? We're gonna answer that on the next
I don't-
episode.
Oh my god.
I don't think it can be answered, but
Nah, we're gonna try
We're
to
gonna
dissect
try
that.
to answer it.
We're
We're gonna try to answer that because we're running out of time right now. So, guys, if you like this topic, be sure to subscribe below. It's on the lower right of the video. Also, if you want to get notifications about our newest Deep End episode, just push on the bell button right there. Also, we have social channels. It's linked in the description below. Zar, yeah?
Also, don't forget to like the video, and if you'd like to help us out, please share the video with your friends.
Also, please do comment about your thoughts on death, as we really, really would like to interact with you. And if you have any other thoughts, please educate us.
Yes.
If you have dark thoughts about death, we can help you too.
Also,
Just
if you
comment
plan on
some.
dying,
Don't.
Just
Don't.
If it's not your time, don't
Life is
push
short.
it.
Man.
Yeah,
Life is
yeah.
short.
Just enjoy it.
To be honest, you just have one shot.
Do not miss your chance to blow. It's set up. Don't say that it ain't set up.
God damn it.
Yeah, we're just ending this on a happy note because that
Yes.
went too dark too fast.
And again, if you are entertaining these kinds of thoughts, if you feel that nobody's understands you,
Come to us.
please. There are hotlines for these things. There are people who care, and don't think about it too much. Just go out there, have fun, make friends. Don't think
sex.
about death.
Don't think about death. It's something that you shouldn't think about.
Yeah.
Don't. We're not saying this because we're just saying this to.
Sometimes it's fun to talk about.
It's fun
once
to
in
talk
a while
about.
because it is a part of life, and this is the deep end. So
Of life.
And also, we've been there,
yeah.
and we're telling you, death is not the answer.
Yeah.
It's the
End.
end. Okay, so again, thank you for listening to this Deep End podcast episode. Thank you for listening. Bye.